It's another video from Ozzy's Robot. Brought to you by the Banana Collection. All right, everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to another video from someone's robots, even though it's a rocket today. All right. Come on in. Enough of the silly singing. Get comfortable, my friends, in your comfy chair. Hopefully it's a very giant, padded, revolving, rotating, massaging, heated, cozy chair. Because that way you can grab your coffee and your snack or your tea or your Coke and your pizza or something, so you can focus your energies and attention on what's in front of you right there. And this is something you probably don't even see on YouTube or BitChute or Odyssey or Rumble or wherever the heck else this is posting. This is a West German super rocket. And now that I have your attention, by the way, I'm working on some Panera lemonade, which you will see in the first October video. When I go to Panera, which isn't that often, but when I do, I usually get the refills. Never drink the refills. Then they just linger in my fridge. So then I can pull them out, take a sip, pull them out, take a sip, pull them out. And they last forever and ever and ever. So in this case, they're going to last this particular one will last for 2 videos. Anyway, enough of my rambling nonsense. What do I have here? Well, this came from a European collector. And let's start with this cool box. So, I usually tend to focus on the Japanese toys, but once in a while, other countries, they made some cool stuff too. In this case, it's this, how do you pronounce it? I think it's WuCo, German. I'm assuming West German. And, it's got a nice graphic box here. At a little bit of a distance, it's very colorful. It doesn't have the details of, like, say, the 50s Japanese boxes. But what does, right? What does? For some reason, they cut the moon in half. Like it's got an eclipse going on or something. I don't know why, because there's nothing here. I would have probably continued the moon. But it still looks very cool, colorful. I do like the graphics. It's very striking. I like the Saturn. The blue is nice. These wonky astronauts, if you look close, they don't have a face. So kind of like 60s, Now over here, you got Super Rocket. I feel like they should have the Superman logo over here on this blank side, because they really want to emphasize this is not a regular rocket. It's a super rocket. And what makes it super? Who the heck knows? But anyway, that's what you have. You have 2 sides of graphics, 2 sides of font. Then you have an end panel with the label here that says WuCo. It's a big thing, by the way. It's got to be like 17 inches or something. And it's the same end panel. So the box opens up like this, lifting up this flap. It's not the traditional box, again, like you would have in Japanese. And then the rocket itself is just a really cool, odd shape. This thing is absolutely dead mint. Probably about as clean as you could find this thing. I would have to say probably the cleanest example I have ever seen. It would be almost impossible to upgrade this because it looks brand new. And keep in mind, when you have a toy that looks this nice, even though now if I get close, you're going to see like a little scuff there. These toys had these imperfections when they were brand new out of the box. So to me, this is something that was preserved from day one. Because in the tin manufacturing process, it's not unusual to have a scratch here and there. But anyway, let's look at the astronauts here in the portholes. Very, very cool touch. I love when they have astronauts and more details. Other than that, to me, it would be a little bland. I kind of like more details in my lithography. I don't like just, the vibrant primary colors. Let me fly over this thing. You could see here it says made in Western Germany, if there was any question before, right there. So now we know for sure it's a Western German toy. This here is lithographed. It would have been nice if it was a sparker with some gels on there, but it's not. Let me pull back a little bit because, in fact, let me move the box because the back of it has like an escape hatch, which is kind of cool. And the logo, let's see, what did I call it? The WuCo logo. So it's kind of cool that they bothered to put the ladder, the entry hatch or the escape hatch. Some nice stars. I mean, it's a really cool shape. Of course, they have, it almost gives me like a Concorde vibe, like, the Concorde airliner, more so than a rocket. And then, of course, it has this rubber nose here, which is not deteriorated. It's not cracked and brittle. So this thing has been really preserved well, and it's the Sputnik X. So maybe it's the 10th version. And here's those astronauts again, wondering why the hell is this guy filming us? We just want to fly into space with our super rocket. And, it's kind of big, so there's not much that I can do as far as running it. Now, on the bottom, it's just, first of all, I want to show you how this is tilted over here, so you can't really stand. My first impression was, you could stand it up to display, but nope, it'll just fall down this way because it's not flat. It's concave over here, so if you put it, it's just going to lean and tend to fall. But that said, I can hold it and show you. It's just like polished steel on the bottom. They were like, you know what, we put enough color on the top of this thing that we're not going to screw around with it. Let's just leave the bottom blank and leave it metal. So that's okay, because you know what, you're not going to look at the bottom. As far as running it is, typical friction. You're not going to get a lot of momentum because this is heavy. So even though you could rev this thing, and it revs pretty nicely, as soon as you get the weight of the rocket, it is going to kill all that stored energy. But you know what? The thing is that it is beautiful to look at. And this, like my first October video, these toys I'm going to have to repackage, and they'll be sort of previewed in a live stream that'll come before this actual video, because I'm doing these in August before my trip, and I want to make sure I have content for September. So this will probably be the last video of September if I remember what I'm posting. And then you'll have seen it probably if you watch my live stream. It'll come maybe a week or two before that, maybe 3 weeks before that. And then the next one will come October 1st. But anyway, that is a look at your WuCo super rocket made in West Germany. I'm assuming 1960s. Could be late 50s, but I'm not positive. I'll have to research it a little. Maybe I should have researched it beforehand, but I didn't, so too bad. With that, if you like tin toys and giant rockets and robots and space toys and just the sound of my grating voice, you know what you can do? Thumb up the video and share it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. That would be greatly appreciated. With that, thank you for your time. That is also greatly appreciated. And I, my friends, will talk to you later.